was not shocked, but, you don't, fighters go out on that. You get in that ring, people know what it's like to walk in that ring and, who fights and know what it takes to get inside them ropes. Get carried out the ring, brother. Get carried out the ring. Your eye goes and then you want to get out. You can come again, but it's going to take a long road back from that.
Welcome to another edition of IMO Sports with Pedro Justice. It's about to go down. Billy Saunders is about to be exposed for the world to see. In this video, you will see exclusive video of the moment when Billy Joe Saunders quit. Now, he won't say the words "I quit," but he will tell you that he does not want to continue. Right now in this shot that you see, it is one Billy Joe Saunders and his head trainer, Mark Tibbs. Now, in this video, we will also expose the lies of Ben Davison. Ben Davison said some things that were not true, and you're going to see here today that all the lies from Team Saunders will be exposed, and we will prove that Billy Joe Saunders actually quit, and we'll show you the video proof of that. So without further ado, let's get into this. First, we're going to start out with Mark Tibbs' interview right after the fight, and then we're going to listen to Ben Davison a couple of days later making up lies. Now here, do you see Ben Davison anywhere as a trainer? You do not. You don't see him anywhere, but he thinks he is. Get ready for the Billy Joe Saunders No Mas video.
Weren't getting the response that that I need from to send the guy out, but couldn't see. There's a lot of pain.
In the corner, you say you couldn't see. He told you he couldn't see.
Body language. Listen, I don't want to talk about what went on in the corner just yet because Billy's getting checked out, and but no, it was he got a damaged eye socket, so it was damaged, and weren't getting the response that that I need from to send the guy out. But
was that your call?
My call. Yeah. I felt Billy started a little bit too slow. Not too slow, but a little bit apprehensive. Than I expected, but it's one of them things.
What was his response when he realized the fight would be stopped, or that you would call it?
He was gutted. He was disappointed. He was gutted, but he never argued with me.
So yeah, when Billy Joe come back, there's a very misconstrued opinion of actually what happened in the corner. Obviously, Billy Joe come back to the corner, sat down, and I got up and whispered in his ear to say, "Look, you've shown that you belong at this level. You'll get another shot because the fight is close. The fight was close, and Billy Joe was going into the fight, got caught with a shot." I said, "But we're going to have to pull it." That's why he shook his head to say, "No, I'm going back out." I think he even said, you have to check with him, but I think he even said something orthodox or something like to say, "I can go orthodox," or something along those lines. But he was shaking his head because I was saying to him, "Look, you've shown you belong at this level. You'll get another shot. The fight is close. It's an injury, but it's got to be pulled." And that's why he shook his head.
Lying.
Yeah, the only reason he shook his head was to say, "Don't pull it." But we had to do what we had to do. He hadn't boxed anybody at that level for a long time. So, although it was a case of, right, let's control the pace early on in the fight, there was also an element of, you need to grow into the fight, get your confidence. And he warmed into the fight.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and stop it right there. Okay, so let's just start at the beginning. So now we have Billy Joe Saunders, we have Mark Tibbs. Now, do you see Ben Davison? He likes to keep saying we so much. We. Do you see him anywhere here? No. So let's establish that he is not here. He is not here. He was not with him. Yes, Billy Joe Saunders did quit and say no mas. Mark Tibbs said, "I didn't get the response I wanted from him. I didn't get the response I needed in the corner, and I knew it was caved in." I don't know how he knew. That was just Puffy. I'm not surprised I got the response I got. Now, between the two, I respect Mark Tibbs and his take more than Ben Davison, because I know Ben Davison is completely lying because he's a buddy of Billy Joe Saunders. But Mark Tibbs, he's trying to do his best not to tell you Billy Joe quit. And I said, "Are you sure you want to quit?" And he said, "Yes." So basically he was saying, "Billy, can you continue?" And Billy said, "No, I cannot." And so we will see this later on in the footage. Let's go ahead and dissect the interview.
You know, weren't getting the response that that I need from to send the guy out. But
what response is that? What response was Mark Tibbs looking for to get from Billy Joe Saunders? What about this? "No, Mark, don't stop the fight. I'm coming out in the 9th round. I have more. I can protect myself. I'll figure it out. I'll do something." That is the response I think that Mark Tibbs was looking for. But he said here, "I didn't get the response I wanted from Billy, from a fighter." That means that he asked him, and Billy's response was not a favorable one, and his body language was not good.
couldn't see. There's a lot of pain.
A lot of pain.
In the corner, you say you couldn't see. He told you he couldn't see?
Now, do you see this long pause? He didn't say anything. Mark Tibbs wants to say, yes, he told me he couldn't see. He told me he was in pain, and he told me he did not want to continue. And he left it up to me to go ahead and motion to the referee that the fight was over. So, no, Billy Joe didn't say I quit, but Roberto Duran didn't say I quit either. He said, "No mas." And we know that means, yeah, he quit. So let's keep listening.
Body language. Listen, I don't talk about what went on in the college.
Body language. Now, it was a long pause, and now Mark Tibbs is trying to say, I don't want to say too much because I know that he quit, but I don't want to put him on blast. So I'm going to try to be respectful and just let him tell you what happened. But he didn't know that Billy Joe and Ben Davison were going to team up for a huge lie. So let's continue.
Just yeah, because Billy's getting checked out, and but no, it was he got a damaged eye socket, so it was damaged, and
After the fact, it was damaged. They knew it was an eye socket, but during the fight, I don't know if they did.
we weren't getting the response that that I need from to send the guy out.
Listen to Mark Tibbs. He is struggling here to say, I didn't get the response. Team Saunders did not even want him to say that. But you can tell that he's one of these guys that's no nonsense. He's on the up and up. He's a good guy. He's doing what he's supposed to do diplomatically, trying to protect Billy Joe Saunders. So, but you can hear in between what he's saying is, yes, Billy Joe did quit. And then it was my call to let the referee know that Billy Joe could not continue. So I don't fault Mark Tibbs. He's doing his job as a head trainer.
Is that your call?
Yeah.
My call. He didn't say it was anyone else's call. He said, Mark Tibbs said, it's my call to relay to the referee that the fight is over. He didn't mention anything about Ben Davison.
I felt Billy started a little bit too slow. Not too slow, but a little bit apprehensive.
Whoa. He said Billy didn't start like he wanted him to. So that means he wanted a quicker pace. He wanted Billy Joe moving around. What is the point in getting a bigger ring if you're not going to move around the right way and do what your trainer wants you to do? I wonder why Billy did not do what the trainer wants to do. Doesn't it sound like he didn't do it?
Than I expected, but,
Apprehensive?
Mate, it's one of them things.
What was his response?
Mate, it's one of them things.
Let's go back.
Was that your call?
My fault. Yeah. I felt Billy started a little bit too slow. Not
Too slow?
But a little bit apprehensive than I expected, but mate, it's one of them things.
It's one of those things. He started too slow. Well, not too slow. He's trying to save face for Billy. He was kind of apprehensive. It sounds like he was not following the game plan that you guys had set up for Canelo Alvarez, meaning you studied hard to see what you needed to do. And it doesn't seem like he was following suit. Let's continue to listen.
What was his response when he realized the fight would be stopped or that you would call it?
He was sick. He was gutted. He was disappointed. He was disappointed. He was gutted.
I never saw him disappointed, though. Wait. You can tell he's thinking of a lie right now in his Eddie Hearn vocal pace. You can tell that. Now, for you who don't know, this is Ben Davison, a very good friend and buddy of Billy Joe Saunders, and he has been instructed by Billy Joe to come and try to save face and make up a lie to tell the public and Billy Joe Saunders fans so that way they can stomach the fact that their fighter quit. Now, I'm not saying that quitting is wrong. I'm just saying just admit that you did quit. You may have the best reasons. You didn't want to get your eye damaged. You wanted to fight another day. I don't have any problems with that, but don't lie to the people. Let's listen. So, he's saying,
So yeah, when Billy Joe comes back, there's a very misconstrued
no, it's not.
opinion of actually what happened in the corner.
No, it's the truth. And then whatever you're about to say, that's a lie.
Billy Joe come back to the corner, sat down,
Mm-hmm.
and I got up and whispered in his ear to say, look, you've shown me you belong at this level. You'll get another
Is that what you told him? Billy, you belong at this level. Okay.
shot because the fight is close. The fight was close.
Yeah,
And
right.
Billy Joe was going into the fight, got caught with a shot. I said, but we're going to have to pull it. That's why he should.
We lie. The truth is not in you.
His head to say, no, like, I'm going back out.
No, that is not why he shook his head. We will expose this lie here. Remember this lie where he said the reason why Billy Joe Saunders was shaking his head no is because he was whispering in his ear sweet nothings about how wonderful and great and what a hero Billy Joe was and courageous. Give me a break. It's so easy to expose this lie. The footage that I have is, I don't know if it's still out there, but I'm going to show it to you guys. And if not, I will put this on my website because I cannot be stopped. Let's
I think
expose.
he even said, you have to check with him, but I think he even said something orthodox or something like to say, I can go orthodox or something along those lines.
Man, I bet he can write some good fictitious stories because he's making this up. Woo.
But he was shaking his head because I was saying to him, look, you've shown you belong at this level. You'll get another shot because the fight is close.
Is that what you said?
But it's got to be pulled, and that's why he shook his head.
Lie.
The only reason he shook his head was to say, don't pull it, but we had to do what we had to do.
He keeps saying we. Is he French? Is he speaking French here? Why does he keep saying we? There's no we. It's Ben Davison, not the trainer. It's Mark Tibbs, the trainer, the head trainer. You weren't even part of the team. You're Billy's friend. And in an interview, Mark Tibbs explained why he was even in contact with Ben Davison. This was not his call to have him even around the fight, but we'll get more into that a little later.
He hadn't boxed anybody at that level for a long time.
Yeah.
So, although it was a case of, right, let's control the pace early on in the fight, there was also an element of you need to grow into the
You need to grow into the fight? That means you need to start off slow and take your time? That is not what Mark Tibbs said. So let's see here. We have Mark Tibbs saying he wanted a faster pace, a faster start. He wanted to put pressure on Canelo. And then now we have Ben Davison saying that we wanted to start off slow. We wanted to grow into the fight. To me, it sounds like Mark Tibbs had a perfect game plan that he thought that could get the fight in their advantage. And it seems like Ben Davison sabotaged that plan by whispering sweet nothings into Billy Joe Saunders' ear and told him what he wanted to hear. And it was the wrong game plan. So maybe that's the reason why Billy Joe was fighting apprehensive at times, because he was confused. Do I listen to the game plan of the head trainer, or do I listen to the game plan of my buddy? Did Ben Davison sabotage his friend by giving him a game plan that was not advantageous for him?
Fight, get your confidence.
No. Let's listen to it again.
Although it was a case of, right, let's control the pace early on in the fight, there was also an element of you need to grow into the fight, get your confidence. And he warmed into the fight.
He's basically saying something that is completely not true. Goodness. Mark Tibbs told you that he wanted a faster pace. He wanted to shock Canelo. Don't let Canelo be comfortable. But instead, Ben Davison sabotaged Team Saunders and it went down in flames. All right. Here, what I'm going to do is take you through the mindset that I believe Billy Joe Saunders had right before he quit. Now, again, there's no problems with quitting, but let's just be real. He quit. The trainer would not have stopped the fight if he didn't quit. And so I'm going to take you through the mindset that I felt he was having as things were happening to him that he didn't like. And he had to go to the corner and make a decision. Will I stand on what I said when I beat on my chest and said a man will do that, go out on his shield, his heart? Or when I get into the corner, will I hear, oh, Billy, it's time to quit. It's time to come inside, Billy. No more ball, Billy. Let's go. And then I quit because that $8 million, let's go spend it. I don't want to continue because I know Canelo is better than me. So let's start off where it all began. The uppercut heard around the world. Here's Canelo. Bow. He's hurt. Billy's hurt right here. He's hurt. Bow. Now look at him. Look at his body. Now he's stumbling back. Almost does a split. Billy is in bad shape right here. Look at his face. Now look at Billy right here. Look at Billy. Look at Billy. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Now Billy gets hit. Now look at Billy. Look at Billy's body language. When you see Billy Joe Saunders standing here looking like this with his gloves down by his knees and his eyes starting to swell, and he's looking over at Canelo with his muscles rippling, ready to go and put more punches on Billy Joe's face and body. Do you think Billy's thinking, I can't wait to come out in the 9th round and show Canelo what I'm really made of? No. What he did was, once he got hit with that uppercut, it's, I will survive. He was in survival mode. So I will not allow you fans to pretend that Billy Joe wasn't in trouble. Let's continue. So now what does he do? He hugs. Hey, Canelo, what's going on, man? You all right, man? Well, pause break. Chris Mannix, in his terrible scorecard, comes and ruins the whole scene. Mr. I don't know anything about boxing. I just cover any sport that they tell me to. I digress. No hard feelings, Chris Mannix. Back to the hug fest. So now, here's Billy Joe. And he's ducking and he's dipping. Why is Billy dipping so far? His head is almost hitting the canvas because he's in pain right now. And he wants to avoid shots. And so here he is again from another angle. Look at the referees looking. Look at Canelo's like, how can I uppercut you if you're on the ground? By dipping down like that, that's what got him in trouble in the first place. He's going down and Canelo's coming up, up, up. When it's up, and then he got popped. And now look at him. And then what does he do? He hugs immediately. And look at Canelo like, hey, I'm trying to hit you. And here's a hug. Now he wants a slow dance. Play another slow jam. Canelo don't want to slow dance with you, my friend. He don't want to do that. Look at Canelo like, is he still hugging me? And now, woo! Now we come to the moment of truth where Billy Joe Saunders is in the corner and he has to make a decision. What will he tell Mark Tibbs? Also keep in mind, remember Ben Davison and his antics and the lies that he told? Well, we're about to expose it and show you the actual moment when Billy Joe Saunders quit and said, "No mas." So now they got the ice. Let's slow it down. So we're looking here. We see the ice right there. And now Mark Tibbs is saying, "Hey, man." And Billy's looking at him like, "Oh, my God." Look at the anxiety on his face. "I'm going to have to quit. I'm going to have to quit." Switch up the angles. Here we go. Now look at Billy Joe Saunders' eye looking at Mark Tibbs. Now, the cold compresses on the other eye. They're trying to do something with it. At this point, they don't know that anything is fractured because they're not doctors. Even the doctor didn't stop the fight. Remember that. Make a note of that. The doctor did not stop the fight. And so he's listening. And then who comes out of nowhere? Who comes out of nowhere? None other than Ben Davison right there. Now, you see this guy here? This is Ben Davison, and he's whispering sweet nothing in Billy Joe's ear. "Oh, you did so great. You were so wonderful. You did brilliant, exquisite in the ring. Are you ready for the 9th round, old chap? I'm going to have to pull it, old chap. Oh, no. Stop it. Stop it." None of that happened. So we let it play. He's whispering sweet nothings. "Hey. Okay. He's still whispering. It's a whisper fest. Now, I will tell you this, that there will be some repeating shots of this whispering in Mark Tibbs' situation to emphasize that if you see here, there is no Ben Davison there. Let me go ahead and let it play. Let's let it play. I'm just going to let you take on what's going on. Now, look at this. Now, do you see? You saw his hand shaking. You saw Mark Tibbs' hand shaking because he said that at this point, once Billy Joe sat down, he had a connection with him and he needed to see what was inside of Billy Joe's heart. And then guess what? And guess who broke that connection? Ben Davison. He broke the connection. He's not in charge of anything. He's not even supposed to be here. Listen to another interview with Mark Tibbs. Ben Davison is interjecting himself where he doesn't belong, and this is part of the sabotage. Did he sabotage the fight? So look, he has a connection. He's talking to him, and here comes Mr. Ben Davison with his chat in his ear. And he's just listening to him. Do you think this helped Billy Joe or hurt Billy Joe? Do you think this helped or hurt? So now, don't worry, we're about to get to the moment of truth coming up right now. I just want you to see it for yourself. He's saying no here. And we're going to break it down. And here we go. Time to break down. This is the moment you've been waiting for. So you look at Billy Joe Saunders. How is he looking right now? He doesn't look like he wants to be there. Does he look like he's going to come out for the 9th round? Or does he look like he's ready to tell Ben Davison, "Son, do you want to continue?" "No, I don't want any more." No, that's called quitting. Did Roberto Duran come out and say, "I quit"? No, Roberto Duran said, "No mas." Roberto Duran said, "No mas." So let's go through here and see what happens. Here comes. See, now you see him move over. Right there, Ben Davison is whispering in Billy Joe Saunders' ear. And he's saying whatever he's saying to him. And right now, he's broken the connection with Mark Tibbs. So, what's going to happen? Well, look at this. Again, no Ben Davison. Now, Mark, he's going to ask Billy Joe Saunders, "Do you want to continue? Do you want to come out for the 9th round?" And here's what Billy Joe Saunders does. He shakes his head. No, you saw that, right? You saw that. You saw that, right? He said no. I'm going to let it play through. Look, no. No Ben Davison here. No. Look at him. And now the fight's over. The fight's over. They're rubbing him on the head. It's it. People, The doctor's checking him out. Did the doctor stop the fight? No, the doctor did not. Billy Joe said he quit no more before the doctor had a chance to even fully examine him, because he knew he didn't want to come out in the 9th round. And that's the truth. This video, part of it is showing you that video footage that he actually did quit and told Mark Tibbs he didn't want anymore. And the other part is you're going to get to see something that Ben Davison said that I'm going to disprove as well. So now the fight is over. Everybody's over looking at Billy Joe. It's all right, buddy. It's okay. Quitting doesn't make you less of a man. It's all right, buddy. We'll fight again another day. And Billy Joe is like, yeah, okay. Oh, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe Canelo's that good. Again, does this look like a man that is ready to continue in the 9th round? Look at him. Does he look like he's ready to continue? Oh, here's a hug, Billy. Billy looks like a guy who is ready to quit. He looks like a guy. Look at his face. Look at Billy. He's going to look up and he's like, you know what, guys? Canelo Alvarez is better than advertised. I wanted all these things in the ring because I was nervous. I didn't know how it would fare in here. Mark Tibbs gave me a game plan and Ben Davison gave me another game plan. And my plan with Ben Davison didn't work. I thought I was going to shock the world and tell everybody that, hey, I didn't even listen to my trainer. But guess what? Ben Davison sabotaged you and you sabotaged yourself. And yes, UK, yes, Billy Joe Saunders fan base, Billy Joe quit. And you know what? That's okay. Maybe that was a smart thing to do, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he said he quit. He said no more. And so you can't disprove that now because this video just proved it. Come on, guys. Now now Mark Tibbs said that Billy Joe did not want to shake Canelo's hand. He wanted to be a spoiled brat and sulk. But Mark Tibbs said he made him shake his hand. And guess what? Mark Tibbs had to take the video down of him saying things about Billy Joe because he was exposing the lies of the Team Saunders. So basically, I did all of this just so you could see that Team Saunders completely lied to you. Billy Joe Saunders posted something saying that Ben Davison, they quit, and Ben Davison was acting like he was in charge when, if you listen to the other interviews that are still up, Mark Tibbs tells you that he was in control, he had the call, and that Ben Davison interjected himself. And so I'm going to go ahead and read this statement, and we're going to get into something else. You thought it was over? Please stay to the very end and watch this video in context. And after this, you will not be able to say that Billy Joe Saunders didn't quit. Come on, man. I mean, the purpose of this video was to show you the moment when Billy Joe Saunders actually said, no mas. That is the moment when he quit. Not what Ben Davison told you. It was the moment that you saw with your own eyes. Hopefully, if YouTube leaves this alone, you will get to see the clip play out. If not, you understand that Team Saunders has been taking videos and things and wiping them off the internet, but I'm here to bring you the truth. And so let's go ahead and read this statement. Thanks, everyone, for a message. Broken eye socket and broken cheekbone in 3 places. Operation yesterday, all went well. You win some and you lose some. Didn't feel out of my league, but got caught with a good shot and couldn't see. Thank you all who watched. I'll be back. So that's what he said. Now, what you didn't see is Ben Davison also said that no champion facing another top fighter would be able to come back from such an injury, and they would have quit as well. But you know, Pedro Justice has to do his research. Pedro Justice did his research. And I want to let you see that there is someone who is in a similar situation, and you'll see how they respond. Anyway, bow. Right at this moment, Inoue gets hit with a left, right in his right eye. And now he has a decision to make. I'll let it play through. No video again. Bow. He's hurt. Look at him. He puts his hand up, though. Now, this is the second round, right? This is not the 8th. This is the second round. And let's see what they say. It was disclosed that Inoue himself, along with his manager promoter, and said that Monster Inoue took a solid left hook from Donaire in round 2. And he confessed that he had double vision since. He also suffered a nose bleeding, unlike in his previous bouts midway in the slugfest. Inoue yesterday consulted a doctor and was diagnosed that he had sustained fractures on the eye socket and under the nose as well. Not fracture, fractures. Not just under the eye socket, under the nose. All right. Here's a statement from Inoue, disclosed that he suffered fractures to his right eye socket orbital bone during his hard-fought victory over Nonito Donaire in Japan on Thursday. And so this is the second round he suffered this. And what did he do? Well, he kept fighting. He kept fighting. And what did they say about the injury? The 27-year-old Inoue needed approximately 3 months to recover from his fractured eye socket, but the injury didn't require surgery. Now, sometimes something could. I'm not saying that Billy Joe Saunders had the same identical injury, but I'm just saying they both had a fractured eye socket in multiple places. One had to have surgery, one didn't. So it's just a matter of preference, and maybe Billy's was more serious. Who knows? But it's a fracture. It is fracture. And what did he do? He put his glove up. Just thinking back to the injury is bringing back shivers. Inoue told Boxing Scene through a translator, I had to basically adjust my fight plan from knocking him out to winning a decision. So he had to make up in his mind, I'm not going to quit. Now, is that the right thing to do? For him, he felt it was. Billy Joe felt it wasn't. 2 different people, 2 different responses. I'm just putting it out there. You make your conclusion. Look at this. Now, look at his eye. I mean, he's already getting busted up again. And remember the second round. Now, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just reading the facts. Despite Inoue's fracture and pain from the second round on, Inoue displayed such a great performance with the Filipino Flash. It must become the new chapter of the monster legend that proves his heart. So here, this guy's saying he has heart to continue. Now, I'm not saying that Billy Joe had to continue, but Billy Joe had to do what Billy Joe had to do. And that is, quit. Billy Joe, I'm glad that you quit. Your career may be over, or it may just be for the second chapter. Who knows? I'm glad you decided to quit so that way you could see and enjoy your $8 million that you got. Do you believe that Billy Joe Saunders quit? I just gave you proof that what Ben Davison said was not true. He was not whispering in his ear when he quit. He was whispering something in his ear. So now, hopefully, you'll be able to see the video of it play out without me stopping it. If not, then it will be on my website. Do you believe that Billy Joe Saunders quit? Do you believe that Ben Davison sabotaged Billy Joe Saunders? Do you believe that Mark Tibbs is trying to be silenced now from telling the truth? Let me know if you believe that Pedro Justice just exposed Team Saunders. Let me know what you think. Until next time, it's Pedro Justice. Play video.